I was charged with drugs, but what I had in my possession weren't drugs. It's a question I've had before, and a great opportunity to kind of use a story to tell a little bit about how the criminal case process works. So sometimes somebody may be charged with possessing something that law enforcement or the cops thinks is an illegal substance or a drug, and it's not. So what is the process like for that? How do you fix that? How do you prove to these officers that what you had wasn't drugs? Well, it's not always super easy, and sometimes it will work itself out through the process. So let's talk about how a drug case works in Coweta County, Georgia, using John the Baker. We're going to use John the Baker, okay? So John the Baker runs a bakery. He makes cakes and pies and cupcakes, and he sells them, all right? So one day he goes to the store because he needs baking powder and baking soda and flour for his bakery. And he gets all of this stuff, and when he gets out to the car, he's putting his groceries in the back of his car, and he drops the baking soda, and it breaks open on top, and it spills on the ground. Not wanting to waste the rest of the baking soda, he puts the rest in a plastic baggie that he's got, and some of it spills out into the bottom of the baggie, but he has saved most of the baking soda that he's used his hard-earned money to buy. On the way home, he's pulled over for speeding. The officer looks in the car, sees the baking soda, and John the Baker, being the funny guy he is, when the officer asks him what it is, he says, "Oh, that's my cocaine, don't worry." The officer, having no sense of humor, which I know is hard for you to believe, arrests him and charges him with possessing cocaine, says that John the Baker admitted he was using cocaine, admitted that what was in the bag was cocaine, despite John the Baker telling him, no, sir, I was kidding, this is baking soda. I know I was speeding, but I certainly don't have cocaine. What does someone do in that position? They've been arrested. Their name's probably been in the paper, on Facebook, on these sites that run people's mugshots. That's terrible. But more importantly, possessing cocaine is a felony offense, carrying prison time. How do we go about defending that case? Well, there's a couple of things. One is that the state is going to send these drugs off to the crime lab to where they are tested, and hopefully the crime lab returns negative results, and the state will do the right thing and dismiss the warrants before there's ever even an indictment. Second, we have the right to test things independently. So we also can file the appropriate motions to get in there and test the suspected drugs and try to clear your name as well. Those are things you need to talk with about your lawyer, about which option's the best and which option's most prudent financially and legally and all of those things. But it can happen. And if John the Baker went through things he doesn't deserve, but it's always important to have somebody on your side fighting for you. If you have a case where you have questions or anything and you want to talk to a lawyer, please call us at 470-635-1725, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button at the bottom.